Welcome to the No Man Left Behind podcast. I'm Calvin, aka Sunshine Shoulders. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Shout out to my channel members. Shout out to my old heads. If there's anybody new here for the first time, welcome. And anybody catching this on replay. What's up, Doubtful Genius? This is Mike Ray, Eric Smith. I love the Chinese boots on the ground. He said, Merry Christmas. Yeah. That's one thing about the Philippines. Once September starts, it's Christmas. And you're going to notice that over here. When I go to the store later, they're going to be playing Christmas songs. It's going to trip you out. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? Oh, here's my guest. What's up, brother?
What's poppin'? What's up,
We got
peeps?
a
What's up, my
special
peeps?
guest. We got a special guest in the house. This is 53 Shades Darker. If no one knows that by now, welcome, brother.
How you doing today, this morning?
I'm doing great. You know, we got a topic today. What's in it for me and why it matters? Well, first of all, the peso is 56.23. You know, we're going to talk about something of, it's called being healthy, selfish. You know, a lot of times when we come over here, it's for the benefit of somebody else. But I think that's a great question. What's in it for me should always be at the forefront of our decision making when we're overseas, man. You know, we're getting a lot of bum data. We're getting a lot of bad information from these people in blissful ignorance. They're going to tell you, 53 Shades Darker, that all you need is a woman over here. They're going to tell you, as a matter of fact, this whole movement is about relocating overseas for the benefit of somebody else. I'm calling bullshit on that. But go ahead and introduce yourself, brother, to the people who aren't familiar with you and your channel.
Okay. I go by the name 53 Shades Darker in the Philippines. Um, I'm actually living here in Lapu-Lapu, Cebu. Um, what else? I am a retired military, retired peace officer, California, and just living my life. I retired at what, 52 years old. You know, decided to get out of that rat race while I had the chance to do it. So I'm living my life and I've been enjoying it. So I decided to start a YouTube channel, pretty much based off of Calvin, been a Sunshine community member for about 4 years now. So he pretty much inspired me to start a channel. So I've been going strong ever since. So that's pretty much it.
What do you talk about on your channel?
My channel is basically more on the culture of the Philippines. I try to bring light, some of the Filipinos that live here, the locals that live here. You know, just kind of give an insight of what they go, you know, how they live, the difference between, you know, I'm originally from California, but I live in Las Vegas, so just try to show the different contrasts between the two countries, and you know, just dealing with the locals pretty much. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much cultural.
Now, how long have you been traveling back and forth to the Philippines?
It's been since 2016, so back and forth, you know, most of the time 6 to 8 months, and then I go back, you know, go back home to Vegas. And then, you know, I have grown kids and I have grandkids. So I'm 56 years old. So I go back and forth, you know. It's a place, to me, it's a place that I can live here temporarily, and then I need to go back home sometimes, you know. So it's
Yeah.
more like a 6 months and 6 month thing for me.
Right. Now, you've been involved with the expat community. You've been watching YouTube. Of course, you've been associated with my community. Are we subconsciously moving here for the benefit of other people? Subconsciously. Because it won't take you long to figure that out. All you got to do is look around and see who's benefiting more from me being here. Is it somebody else or is it me? Just briefly, you know, yes or no. Do you see that we're making it all about somebody else?
I my personal opinion, I really think that it, I think it's helping the person that you're with.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying. It's an
it's helping.
aggregate. If we're all coming over here to help somebody else, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let me read the definition of being healthily selfish, guys, because there's benefits to it. It's not what you've been taught growing up. We've been taught that selfish is a bad thing. It's not. There's two sides of that coin, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to know that. Because if you keep giving, 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 you ain't gonna have shit left to give. They're gonna drain your ass. The world's gonna drain you. And when you die, you're gonna be forgotten. Okay? And replaced. So here's being healthily selfish. It's simply just prioritizing our own needs and well-being, finding a balance between caring for yourself and caring for other people. That's simply all it is. But what I've
Right.
seen, I was going to call you W Secrets to Success, man. Well, he's on my
I don't have
mind
the white
today.
I don't have the white gloves on.
But let me read this real quick because I'm going to do this. I'm going to take your suggestion. He says, Cal, aka Super Expat, he said, are you going to auction off the wig for charity? I am. I'm going to do that, man. That's a great idea. Everybody knows the wig that I wore. I'm going to auction that off maybe at the end of this live stream today. So thanks for that idea because we did the spin wheel last night. We've been doing it for 4 years. The lady who won last week, she couldn't believe it. She thought the spin wheel was over. It's been 4 years. She lives in Zamboanga, by the way. But um, subconsciously, I believe a lot of the guys who are moving to the Philippines, I'm going to keep it to the Philippines. I think we're moving here for the benefit of somebody else. It's not for ourselves. You know, there's a lot of benefits to being healthily selfish. This is just some that I see as they relate to us being over here. Improve mental health. We're inspiration to other people. Better physical health. You're going to know yourself better. But see, we from the old school. How old are you, 53 Shades Darker?
56.
Yeah, so you grew up around the same time as I did, and they tell you, oh, being selfish is bad. You know, because I grew up in the church. But what do you intend to accomplish over here when you start coming over here? Because when I say what's in it for me, as a matter of fact, I got that from Harry's Shoulders because he said everything he sees on YouTube is about the women over here. But it's like, well, what's in it for me? All the saving, all the planning, all the sacrifice. What's the payoff for me? Is it just a roll in the hay every now and then? Is that all it is, man? You know.
No, I'll tell you. And I see where you're going with that. For me, it's it's a peace of mind.
Wow, that's good. Man.
It's a peace of mind. Um, my career path, I've seen so much stuff and done so much stuff. To being over here, it's a more of a stress releaser. Um, it's a peace of mind. So that's in it for me. You know, getting away from a lot of the stuff that I've been exposed to, and
Yeah.
you know, so I don't have to deal with that stuff over here. So um, that's a peace of mind
Okay.
for me.
So that's what you wanted. Okay. He said, ask you to turn your mic up some. 53 Shades Darker.
Okay.
What's up, Smiley? Thanks for that super chat. He says, at 53 Shades, the beef is still on when I see you. It's on site. Don't act like you don't know why. Wow. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. But self-care, you know, we're talking about self-care, guys. It's more than healthcare. It's more than just eating better and exercising. It's really about pampering ourselves sometimes, spending some of that money on ourselves. That's really what it is. See, the fourth quarter, when I talk about that, guys, it's more than a slogan. Okay, this is a real life, man. You got to live it and live it intentionally. Because when you die, guys, they're going to replace you, and you're going to be forgotten. The world's going to go on without you, and people don't seem to realize that. Yeah, they're going to think about you on your birthday or Memorial Day or maybe Veterans Day or something. But let me go back to Smiley's. He says, at 53 Shades Dark, and you know who Smiley is, right?
Oh
This is
yeah, yeah, I know.
Franz. Franz.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah.
said, the beef is still on when I see you. It's on site. He said, don't act like you don't know why.
Hey, can you hear? Is the mic better?
Yeah, yes, better. Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, now Dre's going global said, I'm just ready to get off this hamster wheel for good, and the Philippines is a great way out. Yeah, because I'm gonna lie, I gave 40 plus years to the system. I was burnt out too, Dre Global. I was just wanting to exhale. But I think what's happened is it's been put into our subconscious mind that we're coming over here for the benefit of somebody else instead of ourselves. I think we need to prioritize our own needs first than some woman, man. I'm just going by what I'm seeing
You
and
know
all the
what?
horror stories and everything else. And I forgot to congratulate you, brother, on your wedding. You got
Oh
married recently.
yeah, April 28th. So yeah. So, but what I was gonna say was, I always tell you know my wife that if I can't do for myself, I can't do for others. So I have to make sure that I can do for myself before I do for anybody else because I come first. That's just how it is. You can't pull somebody up if you are down. So you got to take care of yourself primero
That's right.
first.
That's right. But here's what's going on, though. We're being told that all we need is a woman. This is the subliminal message being sent to men wanting to come to the Philippines. Okay, all you need is sex and everything's going to be all right. That's bullshit, man. But this is the subliminal message we're being sent. If you turn on YouTube right now, oh, how to find a girlfriend, where to find a girlfriend, what makes Filipinos special, all the thumbnails are sexy women, you know, it's taken over our subconscious mind. Look, you probably need to, first of all, look at who's giving you that message. You don't want to be like them. A lot of men have come over here and they've let themselves go. They've given up because they know when they come to the Philippines, they don't have to change. All they need is that wallet. That's all.
Well,
But I'm
well,
but I'm telling you that you need to be your best, a version of your best self over here. A whole lot better than you were at home. If you can't get rejuvenated over here, you might as well stay at home because you're gonna need that, man. You can't come over here. This is no place to come over to be and give up, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, that's true. I mean, my take on that is I do need some sex. Hell yeah, gotta have that.
Yeah, but
But
that's not the priority though.
it's not the
See,
priority. It's
that's
like,
not going to solve your problems if you got diabetes, if you
no,
overweight, if you're depressed and all that. It's going to help a little bit, but that's not the end all be all. Here's what I got on here. Sex is the tip of the iceberg as far as what we can accomplish here in the Philippines. Because even looking at you, you've accomplished a lot over here, man. Okay. We're not even scratching the surface of possibilities, but that's all we're focused on. So what happens is you get over here, you get with the woman, now you lost. You think because you see everybody else sitting around not doing anything, because we talked about this on the members only live stream. The, the reality principle says this. Now, the pleasure principle tells you, oh, I'm going to come up to the Philippines and live a life of adventure. But then when you get here, reality principle kicks in and you spend most of your time at home. Okay.
yeah,
With that woman, and that's going to get old after a while.
yeah.
All right.
I think it's about 70. It's about 75. For me, it's about 75%. The other 25%, because over here, you're gonna, and I'm not trying to. You want me to be nitty gritty, right? Because on my
That's
show,
right.
I'm okay. So this is just my personal opinion. Over here, you're gonna get that. It's a given. It's like 20 to 1 or even more. So that should be the least worries about that. I mean, you go outside, you can go outside, like you say, 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. It's gonna come to you. So that should be the least worries about if you can get that, because it's a given. I mean, and Smiley, I can't really read the notes, so I'm not ignoring you or nothing like that. I can't see who's writing anything, but it's a given. So that should be the last thing to worry about. The first thing you should worry about is making sure you're good, your financials are good, that your health is good, and all that before you worry about somebody else. That's just my personal opinion. My girl knows that, and that's just the way I think people that's coming out here. That's the mentality they need to have. Don't worry about the girls, because it's like you get on an airplane. You're the only person on the plane, and the rest are filled with women. That's how it is over here, and it's not just all about women, because it's a given. Worry
Okay.
about
Now,
yourself.
the term, and that's good teaching right there. But nobody's listening to that. Okay. But let's get back to the subject a little bit. Healthy, selfish. That comes from a humanistic psychologist by the name of Scott Barry Kaufman. And what he's talking about, this humanistic psychology, and I looked it up, it's just focusing on an individual's potential and emphasizes personal growth, the realization or fulfillment of one's talents, potential, and abilities. See, that's what we need to be focused on in the fourth quarter if you want your life to get better. Okay, you just don't want to be an ATM.
Right.
Okay,
Definitely not.
that's the first thing that you want to be, because that's going to get old, guys. Okay, but this is rooted in the belief, and I believe this, that people are inherently good and have an innate drive to develop and fulfill their potential. But here's what happens over here, because you're reaching your potential. Then you get on a plane, you come to the Philippines, and your growth is stunning. Why? Here's some things: drugs and alcohol will stunt your damn growth. Toxic relationships. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of these relationships over here are toxic, man. Well, what constitutes a toxic relationship? I looked it up. Here's some of the characteristics. And this is, you got to be honest with yourself if this applies to your relationship. Okay. A lack of support. Either way, from you or the woman. Manipulation or control. This is what I'm seeing over here. Okay. Dishonesty, disrespect. But that's just what, okay. we have an over reliance on external validation. That's what the woman's doing for these guys. They come over here to 60, 65, 70. Hey, look what I got. Okay. It's the external validation instead of you're in the fourth quarter. It's more than a slogan, guys. You got to live this thing. You're about ready to die. The fourth quarter means the game's almost over. It isn't the first quarter. But you can't come over here and just give it all away to somebody else. And that's what we're doing. We're thinking that, oh, being selfish is bad because that's what they teach you in church. But you can find a healthy balance of taking care of yourself and caring for other people. But we don't do it over here. They're benefiting more from you being over here than you because that's what you subconsciously. I know what you're saying with your mouth. I'm not talking about you, 53 Shades Darker. I'm talking about me and, I'm coming over there. I want to relax. I want to do this. I want to do that. But subconsciously, you know you're coming for a woman. I'm going to buy her this. You're spending all that money. She's the one benefiting, guys. It has to be more than that. See, we have to give ourselves permission. This is what he said. This is what being healthy selfish is. Giving ourselves permission to enjoy ourselves, even if it doesn't directly help others. See, we come over here trying to help people, even before you even get off the plane. You know.
Right. That's right.
So this is the fourth quarter, guys. He said you can barely hear your guest, Cal. I can hear him. I don't know.
The mic is turned up all the way up.
He says 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. Ought to be the Philippines Tourism Bureau slogan. Yeah, but that's only if you're going to focus on relationships, man. You need more than a relationship over here, Cedric Giles. See, we're not hearing nothing else. You know, self-care is more than just eating right, exercising. It's about taking better care of ourselves. I mean, okay, what's in it for me? Let's answer that question in the comments. What's in it for me? Okay, you're saving all your money, you're planning, you're getting ready to retire, you're making all these sacrifices. Okay, you finally get to the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam. Yeah, what's in it for me? He says, I've never had a problem being selfish. I got that in spades. Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. And when you're over here 8,000 miles from home, you got to practice some healthy selfishness. And we're not talking about using somebody or neglecting somebody. We're talking about finding that balance. Okay, because if you're going to because there's an unhealthy selfishness that I didn't even put in my notes because I don't want to talk about that. Because we're not talking about being selfish like that. He says,
hey, Calvin, I think that most of these guys that's never been over here, that have an idea about coming over here, the most that they think that they're going to get out of it and that they're looking at it now is busting a nut. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all that's in our mind. We're not thinking about doing anything else about broadening our horizons. Okay, just be honest, man. Look, guys, I'm going to tell you something. When I came to the Philippines in 2018, when I left the rat race, I already had the Filipina tune-up with a free oil change and lube job. She was already with me. We came here together. It was not about that, man. I promise you. Years back, maybe. But, man, at 55 years old, that's too young to be burned out. That's too young to say, oh, I'm done. I needed a break. I needed to exhale. And that's what I found over here. All that other stuff, man, this is why I be trying to relate to guys, my experience. But y'all want to keep it on women, man, because that's all we hear about. They think that's all moving overseas is about. Look at the passport movement. It's been hijacked by these young guys talking about sex all the time and women and whether the woman loves you or not, or whether it's a real relationship. Who gives a damn? Do you love yourself? How well are you taking care of yourself? This is what we want to talk about today. What's in it for me? I'm the one bringing all the shit to the table. I'm making all the sacrifices. It's not about a relationship. She's sitting over here going about her day-to-day life. Okay, going about her business. You're the one buying the plane ticket, retiring, moving away from your family and friends and everything familiar. You got to ask yourself that, guys. What am I doing over here for real? And if it's just about a woman, man, you might as well pack your clothes and go back home. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm just going to give you the honest opinion. They ain't about no damn woman over here, man. Period. It's the fourth quarter of your life. You worked your whole damn life just to come over here and lay down with some woman. You sound like a fool. I don't care if you get mad or not, man. If you keep giving, pretty soon you ain't going to have shit to give. And then when you don't have nothing, guess what? They ain't going to have nothing to do with you. Make it about yourself. I made a video about that. You don't listen. You only listen if I'm talking about the Filipino tune-up with the free oil change and lube job. Then you clicking on that. Boom, 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 boom. You need more than a woman. Sex is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. But what's wrong with you? We're trying to reach our potential. Continue to reach it. We're not sex pets, man. You
Yeah.
know, but that's what, yeah.
The only
Go ahead.
thing that these guys need to understand is you're trying to educate them and help them before they make these mistakes. Because I'll be honest with myself, starting in 20 and I'm married now, so and we're happy, everything is good. There's nothing perfect though. Remember that. But in 2016, when I first started, you talking about coming out of the pocket? I came out of the pocket. I mean, 8 years later, whole house built in a whole nother city, a whole house built. So did I gain from that? No. Other people did. But now it's part of my family, and I do accept that. But what these guys got to understand is you have to make sure, like you said, what are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it? Are you getting the same as they are? So if you're not, then who's winning? So,
Okay. If you look in the look here, look at the comments. He says, chosen one. I have no problem saying no. Women. F the women, man. We're not talking about women. Get the women out of your damn mind. Unless it's a damn doctor who can fix your diabetes, and a nutritionist that can help with your bad eating habits, or a fitness trainer that can help you lose the damn weight. We're talking about being better. You got to be better over here. Just because you see all these bloggers on here, they're fat, they're overweight, okay, they're sick, man. Just because you see them, you don't want to be like them. You want to be your best self over here. You're 8,000 miles from home. You don't have the health care over here. Your health care is no good over here.
Yeah.
What's in it for me over here besides some woman? That's the least of your, okay, now here's the next one. Here's the next one. You don't believe me. We've been subconsciously brainwashed into thinking that that's the reason to come to the Philippines. It's not. I'm telling you now, it's not. You're going to be gravely disappointed, okay, when you get over here and see what's really over here. It's not littered with damn pieces like you think. You're going to end up with a 4 or 5 over here. That's the reality. That's not the blissful ignorance, thinking you're going to end up with a 15 over here. He says, I'm 69 and would prefer to be with a woman. F the women, the woman, guys. Okay? You guys are on the wrong track, man, already. I'm telling you. What's in it for you besides some chicken head woman? They don't have no special powers, man. If she did, she'd use them on herself to get herself out of the situation. Look, let me tell you this, and I'm going to go to you, Victory Chase Dark, and let you give your opinion on what I'm about to say, because that's all it is, my opinion.
Okay.
It's all about money over here. The woman wants you so you can help meet her needs. A lot of women over here, depending on what level of poverty they're dealing with, they need you to help them with their basic needs. Otherwise, they wouldn't give you 5 minutes of the day, guys. It's not about, oh, she really likes me and all that stuff. That's the extent of relationships over here. They're abnormal. They're not real. Okay? So you can continue to listen to this blissful, ignorant content if you want. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how good looking you are. Starving is starving. Okay? And the women, most women over here don't even deal with us because guess what? Their needs are being met. They got money. Their families got money. They got dreams. They don't want to be with a 61-year-old man from America who lives 8,000 miles from home that they have nothing in common with. Get the woman out of your mind. Damn.
Hey,
Wow.
I would say this. It is, and you're hearing it from me. That's that lives here. I see it all the time. It's about the money, and these guys don't understand that. It is about the money, because, I mean, I even asked my wife to tell me the truth, and you'd be surprised at what her answer is. But it's the honest answer. It's her honest answer, because according to her, if you don't, if you're not able to do these kind of things, no matter if you're 20 or 70, they're not going to give you the time of day. They won't, because they have needs and things that they are trying to fulfill. So if you're meeting their obligation, what about you? What about your obligation? So it is about the money, and I'm aware of that. Anybody that
Yeah.
says that it's not, you're a damn fool.
Now, Alexander Neverman said, he said, that's what's going on here in America. Pay, 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 paid out. Then she's on to the next. But it's a different type of circumstances over here, Alexander Neverman. First of all, a 60-year-old man is not going to get the attention of a 20-year-old woman over there unless he's Sammy Davis Jr. or somebody over there. You understand what I'm saying? The circumstances over here are what's making young women be with older men. They don't want to be with you, but their circumstances, man. Do y'all realize what some people, not all people, but what the women we deal with, the ones that get online, do you understand the circumstances they're dealing with over here? It's one of the poverties. Basic, chronic, extreme, absolute, situational, intergenerational, man, you name it, they're dealing with one of them. So that's what she wants you for. Now, once you realize, oh, okay, this is what's going on, but I'm not over here for you. You're just going to be the icing on the damn cake. I'm over here because I'm tired of working just to live in my country. Okay, I want to relax. I want to exhale.
Can I say
Okay,
this point?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, um, I want to make it clear that in the beginning, when you first meet these people, it's about money. Over a period of time, I believe that love and all that kind of stuff from them will eventually grow on them, where they start really having true feelings that they had, not like they had in the beginning. In the beginning, you can best believe that it's about what they can get from the relationship, 100%. You know,
Yeah. And what they're trying to get is their basic needs met. Just the basic needs. Clean water, food, clothing. Forget about healthcare and education. That's not even on the table. They want to eat, man. And you're that ticket to eat. But guys come over here and they sit over here, man. You hear these bloggers and you look at them like, man, why don't y'all quit with all that stuff? But they're smart. They know that blissful ignorance type of content is going to keep their channels going. But it's not, man, it's not right, man. I don't believe in it. W Secret to Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, young guys better focus on their money before departing the USA, or their overseas life will abruptly end. Thank you. What do you intend to accomplish over here? That's the question we're asking. What's in it for me? I'm doing all of this stuff to get to Thailand, to get to Vietnam. Am I just doing all of that, working my fingers to the bone over there, denying myself over there, just to get my place on Walking Street. Come on, guys. You got to dream bigger than that. Do I want to accomplish something over here that I can't accomplish at home? This is all I'm asking you. But you got to raise your sights higher than some woman, man. It's crazy, guys. You know, I'm just saying, guys. Oh man, it's crazy. That's why we need to talk about this. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to prioritize yourself, your mental health and all that, physical health, your well-being and all of that first. Because you keep giving, you ain't gonna have nothing left. And when you don't have nothing left, she has no use for you. That's the only reason why you're here. If you're gonna place it on a woman, I can't say it enough. They're not listening to that though.
There's a guy that I met out here in Lapu Lapu. He was out on the corner selling hot peanuts. He was selling hot peanuts. And I was going to interview him, but I didn't want to put him out. I didn't want to put him out there like that. But I said, what happened? He said, oh, I was with somebody and, I stopped giving her some things and then she disappeared on me. And now I spent a lot of money. I came here with money. I don't really have a lot, so I have to survive. And I was like, wow, that happens. People sell banana Q, peanuts, and they're foreigners. And I'm like, you guys, man, don't come out here and spend all your money on these girls, because you have to be smart about it.
Yeah, you have to be smart about it. I saw a guy, I told y'all this story, in Panglao Beach Panglao Bahal on Alona Beach, selling ice candy. Like, dude, you need to go home and get your life together and come back. It's okay if you listen to me right now and you come over here and you fail. It's okay to go back to the lab, go back to the drawing board. But I be damned if I'm gonna be over here selling ice candy when I can go back home and just get a job as a dishwasher earning decent money. I'm not gonna be walking. I'm not gonna sell myself out. But here's what Scott Barry Kaufman, the humanistic psychologist, says. Here's what happens to you guys. Don't listen to me. Listen to the experts. He says, when we prioritize ourselves, our well-being and life satisfaction and psychological stability is greater, making depression, anxiety, and all that other stuff unlikely. But what do? We do the opposite. We come over here trying to meet these unreasonable requests, and we go broke. Or you don't be able to live the lifestyle you want to live. So you're disappointed, you frustrated. You're making it all about her. All you got to do to answer that question, am I subconsciously coming over here for the benefit of somebody else? Look around you. Who's benefiting more from you being here? You or them? Probably them. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I would agree.
It's all about money. You better have your money together. Remember, time, health, and money if you're talking about moving overseas. That's the reason I bring this stuff up. And, another thing he says about prioritizing yourself, you're more productive. Where did you hear that from? Now, if you're more productive, guess what? You got more money. You're going to earn more money. And then you're going to have more time to do the things you want to do. What better way to spend your time than taking better care of yourself? But those three things are not even in the equation. You done snuck a woman in there that messes up everything. All of your plan. I see it. Good guys over here. They're going broke, man. They're spending just hundreds of thousands, millions of pesos for nothing. And they're worse off now than they were when they got here. We have to stop that. It's okay taking care of yourself. You find that balance, man. But you over here like this, the tables is tilted, man, in her favor. Your self-esteem is not that damn low. What does it say? The over-reliance on external validation. Get your shit together first before you come over here, because some woman or some person over here is not going to do it. That falls on your responsibility. Okay? I'm just saying. What's up, Kaz? He said an expat selling peanuts. Damn. Yeah, you're gonna see. Well, at least he's doing that. At least he's not just sitting laying on some damn cardboard. I've seen that in Manila, in Cebu, in Lapu-Lapu, where they done just gave up. This is the wrong place to give up and go broke. You get no sympathy because everybody's broke over here. Everybody's trying to get that pull up, that upgrade, you know, because I'm gonna tell you something. Back to the poverty thing, you know, and see, we think it's a joke. Oh yeah, she wants me for my money and all that, right? But this is the reason why I'm doing the things I want to do. I'm looking down, I'm looking into the future. I don't want my daughters out here on those dating sites, okay? Because the guy asked me, oh, your 18-year-old daughter, you're she's living an upper middle class lifestyle. Would you care if she dated a foreigner? She's not gonna date a foreigner because she don't need you to fulfill her basic needs. That's the only reason the woman that you got now is with you. So if a woman doesn't need you to fulfill her basic needs, why would a woman in her right mind, a 20-year-old woman, attractive, young, in the prime of her life, even look at a 50-year-old man or a 60-year-old man? God forbid a 70-year-old man. Take your head out of your ass, guys.
See it all day over here. All day.
He said, yeah,
All day.
John R. says, most of, what's he saying? He said, make sure you have a good income every month. Otherwise, don't come here and think you can live here. Well, a lot of guys have went broke with a good income. When you're not taking care of yourself, some of you guys won't even walk around the damn block. You know,
And if you don't really know these girls, you're not the only one that's giving them money.
he said, who's benefiting more when I talk about women? What are you talking about, man? Go on Mike's channel with all that stupid stuff, dude. We're trying to get better over here. We're not, I'm saying that we have to take our focus off of women. Every damn comment is about a woman. Every YouTube vlog is about a woman. It's like I'm casting my pearls before swine. I'm wasting good content on dogs, really, but not me because I know my community. We're not sex pets. We want something bigger. That's why I keep talking the things about the things I talk about. YouTube is trying to throw me into sex pet hell. They're trying to banish me there. I'm not going to go quietly. But there's more to do over here than some woman because that's all y'all want. And you're going to suffer the consequences of that. How many men, if you just see one man lose it all for some woman over here, that should teach you a lesson. Well, it's not going to happen to me. Then you come over here and do the same thing. You don't eat better. You don't go to the doctor. You're just the same damn person you were in America coming over here. What's in it for me? Why are you coming over here? Spending all that money, wasting all that time and everything. Why are you coming here? Why are you here, man? Put that in the comment. It's more than this. All I want to relax. It's got to be something greater than that. It's got to be something compelling for you to do all of that. My life was at stake. And that's why my family can't understand. Well, why haven't you come back? I'm not ready to come back yet. When I'm ready to come back, I'll come back. But when I
You
die,
know,
you're going to forget about me.
one of these, trolls they're probably gonna say something like, "Oh, now they don't want us talking to women, so they're all about men. They don't want us with women. You know, we're men." But they're missing the point. The point is, we love women. Don't get us wrong. You know, that was my biggest downfall. That's why I got 6 kids. However, when somebody is trying to give you some nuggets so you don't make those mistakes, this is what we're trying to put out. That don't always think about these women because that's gonna come. Make sure you take care of yourself first. Have your stuff in order. That way, then you can go out there and deal with them. But just be smart about it. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, what's in it for me? That should be first and foremost on your mind when you're making any type of decisions 8,000 miles away, no matter who you're dealing with. What's in it for me? How am I going to benefit from this? I'm trying to find that healthy balance between self-care and caring for others. But if I'm going to tip the scales, it's going to be in my favor, not in the favor of somebody else. And that's the way they're thinking. These women here, guys, if you over here for a woman, they practice self-preservation. Your stupid ass doesn't practice self-preservation. You giving it all to some other woman. What would make a man send 12 million pesos over here of his hard-earned money? This guy's a truck driver, over the road, driving many, many miles all alone, listening to country music and all kind of shit when he can find a station. Goes through all of that, all that loneliness and everything, and then send all his money over here to a woman to mismanage and fuck up. So y'all understand why I get so angry about it, because we got to stop it, man. This is about your retirement. This is your fourth quarter. She's in the first quarter or the second quarter. Okay, all she's waiting for you to die so she can celebrate with her friends. Okay, there's a lady over here right now in St. Carlos City. She is a lesbian, guys, but guess what? She played that damn role to that man till he died. Now she got all the money, all the insurance and everything, and she's with her lesbian lover over here.
Wow.
Proud of her.
Wow.
But you won't even walk around the damn block. You won't do anything to better yourself. You make all these sacrifices for somebody else. You're a damn fool. Sorry. Hey, what's up? Yeah, first full Saturday college football.
Wow, that's crazy. Just thinking about it. Just thinking about that makes me think about all these guys that's going through that, and they don't know it. You know, I was just at the embassy, I don't know, just before I got married, and there was an older gentleman there. I think he's about 72 years old, and this is his bride that he'd been knowing for 3 months. It's like 26. You know, if you can do it, I'm not knocking somebody that can pull something or think that they can pull because of their looks, but this person, her intentions, and she told my wife, "Oh, he's not going to be around long, so it's going to help me out."
Now,
So
confident voice speaks. Thanks for that super chat. He says, I need to get there to get this fogginess out of my head. There are better things that I can do with my time than work 40, 60, 80 hours a week for a fucked up company. Thank you for all your advice, brother. Man, you write out of my notes I got right here. Fuck the corporation. Okay, because I came here, man, for me, I needed to get off that hamster wheel. I need to leave that rat race. Because guess what, Confident Voice speaks, and this is a real guy. I met him at the meet and greet in Angeles City. He's over in Singapore. When you die, before your obituary comes out, they're going to publicize, your opening at the job. See, this is a big problem people have with dying, other than they don't know what's going on over there. They know that the world's going to go on without them. That's our ego kicking in. They're just going to go on without you. They're going to forget about you. So the fourth quarter is more than a slogan. It's time to take better care of yourself. We're taking care of everybody else. The fourth quarter is ours, man. You see those guys in the football, they held up that 4. This is my quarter. If the game is tied or whatever it is. So if I'm going to flip the scale, if I'm going to tip the scale in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry, it's going to be in my favor. Okay, even if prioritizing myself, it means I can't meet your damn demands. Okay, well, sorry, I just got to deal with that when I'm dead. You can deal with it when I'm dead. Here we go with the Dion coach prime run. They won their first game. Here comes all the hype. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw that, but they barely squeaked by that team. He says if health and care and finances are cared for first, then life could be managed with less stress. Well, see, that's what we're saying. We're saying all the saving, all the planning, all the sacrifice. What's the payoff, Cedric Giles, when I get here? Just a woman? That's it? That's all I can expect? That's all that's the reason I'm doing all of that over there? You're crazy. There's good women in America, man. There's good women in England. There's good women in France and all that other stuff. I said it in Australia. But we've gotten lazy. We got the memo that I don't have to do anything. I just have to take my pension over there and I can get a woman because that's all y'all want is a woman. You don't
Hey,
want to
Kelvin,
better your life. You don't want to better your life.
you know what I think it is too? I think what it is these guys, they get somebody that's like Beach of Life say, Yummy 6 or Yummy 7, and they try to impress them. So by them impressing them and continue to impress them, not knowing that they're just coming out of the pocket, and you don't have to really do that because they're they're simple. Most of them are simple, unless they're like you say crispy or original, but they're pretty much simple. So these guys, they come over here and they try to impress them with all this money. You know, they come here and like buying them the top of the line stuff, trying to impress them, and they go broke doing it, and they think they have to do that. So when there's so many to choose from, so many.
Yeah, okay. I wrote this down because this is relevant to our conversation. Here's Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, if you keep giving, guess what? She's not gonna give. You're gonna be broke eventually, and you're not gonna be any good over here. You're gonna be drained physically, mentally, emotionally, man. You're gonna have to go back home. So it's time that we practice a little healthy selfishness, prioritizing our needs first, guys. That's all I'm saying. This is the basic law of nature. We're bypassing nature for a woman over here that doesn't really want you. These women don't want us for real. I'm telling you that. They only want what you can do for them. At least the big Shirley at home may have her own job or whatever it is, or can pull her own weight, pun intended. But over here, we're just being used. That's it. Okay, so now that you know that, make your priority something else. Make it yourself. Say, oh, I'm going to come over here because I don't have to work over here. I'm off the hamster wheel. I can now travel and do the things I want to do. I don't have this 100-pound backpack on my back. I'm not trying to meet these unreasonable requests because they coming. The iPhone X. Lady, your plumbing don't work. Let's fix that first. You taking a bath outside and you're talking about you want a damn iPhone X. Get out of my face with that stuff. You know, we're talking about self-care because this is all it is. You don't know when you're going to die. He says, I'm dealing with the rat race here in America. I'll be damned if I deal with the rat race in the Philippines. Well, you are. If you come over here with that foolishness, you don't put yourself first.
That's right, for sure.
I told her, hey, I'm broke. She did not leave. Yeah, well, it's not about a woman anyway, because remember, she can't walk around the block for you. She can't make you eat better. Okay, now that you got a good woman, now what, True? Now what you gonna do with your life? You got the woman, okay, now what? I want an answer in there. Okay, yeah, you got a good woman, now what? He said, that's exactly right. We spoil these women, then wonder why they change. But I got right here, self-care is more than just health-care and eating better and exercising. Pamper yourself. He says, Buy yourself some expensive stuff. Thomas, how's that work? How would that work? We're not trying to save them. We're not trying to save them. You know, why would you come here to die then? So is this a place where old people come and die? Because you're going to die quicker here. You might as well stay home where your health care works, okay? Because we're talking about the quality of life. We're not trying to save them. We're just saying, does it make sense that you're probably going to live longer over there? If you're old, then come over here and try to hang with some young woman and give all your money away and all of that. Your Medicare doesn't work over here, chosen one.
The reading glasses.
He said, low self-esteem, prioritize yourself. Even if you come over here and they old, prioritize yourself, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all we're talking about today. He says, do you enjoy the way the preachers in the Philippines preaching? He says, do you enjoy the way the preachers in the church preach in the Philippines compared to the U.S.? Well, I've probably been to church over here. I can count it on my hands. And most of the time, well, all the time it was Catholic. So they really preach totally different. They always have a message, but they don't get as excited in the Catholic Church as they do in the Baptist Church. Yeah, the ones with a future ain't gonna fool with you. He said women do cost less here to take care of in the Philippines. That's true. What's up, Danny? He said, hey, Cal, just now showing up for your live stream. Love to devour Cal. That's my city. Oh, yeah. Did you get that in Devour 53 Shades?
What's this hat?
Yeah.
I did.
While you were there for the meet and greet?
Yeah, I got it at the meet and greet.
Yeah. Jesse James says, hope and loneliness are strong motivators for a man to disregard his own welfare. But then you throw sex and youth in the mix and men are losing their minds. All reason being left by the wayside. Yeah, let me say this. I'm going to piggyback off this, Jesse James. Companionship is important, but it's not as important as self-care. Okay?
Sure.
Companionship is important. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to die alone. But you may live a lot longer. Your quality of life may be a lot better if you take care of yourself. If you start spending some of that money on yourself. If you're doing something else besides following a woman around. Okay, are these women even worth you doing all of that? You haven't even done your research. You're just going by what you hear somebody say. If you really knew what your options was, you may say, well, hell, I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to Vietnam. I'm going to Thailand. You may not even end up in the Philippines to begin with. You're going by what somebody else said. So you're selling everything. You're burning bridges just to run over here to a woman that you're probably not even going to be satisfied with. She's going to be different when you see her in person. I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about you don't even know what's going on inside her head. Do you really realize what poverty does to people? I grew up poor in the United States, but it's nothing like what I'm seeing over here. Okay, go read it. See how poverty affects people. And you think you're dealing with a regular person over here. That's why everybody doesn't make it out. Some people do. Some people deal with poverty and they're stronger. You know, they have the support and everything to get out of there. But a lot of people don't. Okay, that's probably why she's on the dating site. But you don't know who you're dealing with. You get over here and deal with a depressed woman. Okay, a crazy woman who's running around worrying about where her next meal is gonna come from and all that. Man, it does something to you. You should be worrying about yourself. Where am I going to live over there? What am I going to do? How am I going to find friends? Let me try some new uh, hobbies. Am I going to be able to do the hobbies that I love to do over there? A lot of people come over here, they love to play golf. I saw you made a video the other day about working out. How important is that over here? How important is that 53 Shades Darker to working out?
How important it is to work out?
Yeah, over here, especially.
It's a stress reliever. It's just relaxing. For me, it's relaxing. Doing something that you like doing, you know. I'm into remote control airplanes. If I can find somebody or somewhere that I can do that, that's something that I like doing. So those kind of things are very important, and you have to do those kind of things.
Tell these guys, because they think I'm just on here talking. Doesn't it get quiet over here?
It gets. I was just talking to my wife about that. You know, sometimes I need to be able to talk to somebody that understands my language and me talking, that they can relate, because it's a different type of understanding that they have. And just to hear somebody say, hey, you see that basketball game, or something that you are familiar with, it helps. So it's good to be able to communicate with other people that understand your language, because they have a whole different language. And I'm not talking about the language as far as how they speak. I'm talking about their understanding, and just it's just different. It's just
That's right.
different.
You need more than have you eat today? Did you legal? You need something a little bit more deeper than that. It gets really, really quiet over here, man. And you really got to work hard to create a life for yourself over here. The minute you get off the plane, your life is not going to change. It took me a long time, man, to create a life for myself over here, just to find my way around. And this is what we don't understand. We got so much to deal with over here. You really got to be on top of things when you move overseas in a new country. Your friends aren't here. Your support system is back home, and you're older. You're not spring chicken anymore.
You're it's like
But when
you're in a fish tank by yourself with other type of fish. You're the guppy and all these other different type of fish. So you have to kind of, if you don't know somebody, it's like a whole different world, and you're in it by yourself. If you don't talk to other people that can understand you sometimes. So yeah, you do find yourself, like you said, it gets quiet sometimes, because they'll talk to somebody and they're going to talk their language. They speak English too, but they're going to talk their language. If they get around their friends, they're going to all talk that language. You're going to kind of feel like, hey, either I got to learn this stuff or I'm kind of left out. So, oh, well, I'll deal with it. That's how it's been for me. So,
yeah, but if you keep on dealing with it, remember, if we keep giving, pretty soon you don't have nothing to give. Self-care cries out to us when we get over here by default. You have to take better care of yourself over here. Everything is against you here. So why would you ignore that and then go try to take care of somebody else? Your time over here is going to be less.
right.
I mean, when
And
you get
that's
over here,
why,
you need everything. You need to
and
be, the
that's,
minute you get off the plane, you better start thinking about your well-being. But
and
you're
that's
not.
why I'm glad that you built this community, the Sunshine Shoulder community, because it's helped me. I've met a lot of friends. I mean, Sam McCall, I talk to pretty much on a regular basis, and it's good because he understands my language. I understand his. You know, all these new people that I've just met at the last meet and greet, and I'm glad that you started that, because we need that being here as foreigners, because you have nobody. You really don't. You have nobody but yourself. and other people to talk to, foreigners.
That's right. That's why your mental and physical is very, very important, man. You think you lonely over there in your country, man. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just trying to let you know how important self-care is. How important. This is a fact. You have to be better here than you were at home. You can't take your foot off the gas because you come to the Philippines. That's going to hurt you in the long run. He says it has to be about you when you come to the Philippines. Absolutely, it does. You can find that balance. What happened? He says, now here he goes again, talking about women. Yeah, women want men for what we provide: money, security, protection, leadership. If you can't offer these things, you're not getting chosen. But when you move overseas, you can't even worry about a woman yet. Okay, Malcolm, here's the thing. All your relationships failed in your country. Okay, even if your wife died, it ended. All your relationships ended over there. And the only common denominator was you. So what makes you think it's going to be different over here? You're still going to be part of the mix. You got to be better so that your relationships will be better over here. Because that's what he says. You're going to have better relationships if you take care of yourself first. Y'all think I'm be joking on here, man. It says when we prioritize ourselves, our well-being, when we prioritize ourselves, guys, not somebody else, our well-being and life satisfaction and psychological stability is greater, making anxiety and depression less likely. It says healthy selfishness is focusing on individual potential and emphasize personal growth. So we're trying to get better. You think, oh, I'm too old, like Chosen One said. Oh, you're talking to old guys. It doesn't mean anything. You can improve all the way until you're dead. You're old, you're not dead. Okay? Because it's just like I said, it's rooted in the belief that people are inherently good and have an innate drive to develop and fulfill their potential. That's all the way to the grave, man. That's all the way to the grave. Somewhere deep inside of you, you want to be better. You want to fulfill that potential. But guess what? Stunts your growth over here and in Vietnam and all those other places. Drugs and alcohol, people pleasing, toxic relationships. What do you mean? Well, here's some characteristics of that. Lack of support. Okay, you're not going to get a whole lot of support over here. Okay, manipulation and control. These are just the things I see that's going on in these relationships over here. Dishonesty, disrespect. He says, I'm not retiring from stress to fly 8,000 miles to get even more stress. Then you have to ask yourself before you get on the plane, Passport X, because it's true. What's in it for me? Why am I leaving the comforts of my house? Why am I leaving everything behind to come here? What's in it for me? Have you even asked yourself that question? Or you said, no, I'm going over here because of the woman that I met on the dating site. Imagine how crazy that is. Think about that just for 1 second, because that's all it's going to take for you to realize how crazy that is. To come all the way over here just to meet a woman. There's good women in your country. You just don't want to step up to the plate. You don't want to think about self-improvement. You don't want to become more attractive so you can attract that type of woman. You want the easy, softer way. Oh, I just take my $1,200 per month pension over there and get some woman who's starving over there to love me and care for me. When she don't love herself, she can't care for herself. This is the thinking that we bring over here. Subconsciously, you coming over here for somebody else anyway. And that's why it doesn't work. In a few years, you're back home. Or you're broke or you're dead. You think John wanted to die? You think my buddy John wanted to die? No. But guess what stunted his growth? Drugs and alcohol over here. What's up, TJ? He said, I hate that devout hat. That's not my city.
TJ, what's up?
He says, I start typing. She starts asking me questions about other things. Hold on. He said, look at that Armstrong family. Well, I'm not going to pick on him because he's just one of many over here. At least he has the courage to get online. See, I'm glad you brought this up, JGBK, because this bears witness to what I tell you about. If you are listening, these vloggers are telling you a whole lot. They're giving you a whole lot of information if you're only listening. But all we're seeing is a guy with some physical disabilities and a Filipino wife. That's all we're seeing. So you can read between the lines if you want to and know that that's not the type of life you want to live over here. Just me, because it's everybody's individual. Me, I'm at home. I'm at home. I'm sorry. Okay. Because I don't want to be under the control of somebody else. I don't want anybody to have power over me. Okay. But that just tells you what can happen over here and what your life can be like. He's just one of the options of what you're looking at when you don't put self-care up at the top. But he's just one. Yeah, he said most men are depressed and broke when they leave the matrix to come to the Philippines. That's why we need to take better care of ourselves before you even get over here. There's no help for you here. Who told you there's help for you over here? There's no help for you over here. You're leaving your help behind. You're coming to a place where there is no help for you. Who you think they're going to prioritize? The locals or you? There's no help for you over here. You better be on your P's and Q's when you get on a plane to come 8,000 miles talking about living somewhere. You got to be your absolute best over here. Just because you see these fat, lazy mother effers over here doing it, you don't want to be like them. They don't let themselves go. And they got a yummy 3 by their side thinking they doing something, telling you, oh, come on over here. Come on over here. You got your pick. Well, is that what you picked? Huh? Ain't exercising forever.
Hey, Cal.
Eating, pig feet sandwiches and all the rest of that bullshit. And you taking their advice because that's what you want to hear. All I need is a woman. You need more than that. I'm telling you when you get over here, dude. Okay? You need more than a damn woman when you get over here.
Let me, can I answer this question? I can read the questions now from Cedric Giles. He's saying,
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I planning to stay in Lapu-Lapu long term? So the plan is to be here 6 months out the year and go back to the U.S. with my wife, who is joining the United States Army. I know everything about the military, what they have to offer, all the benefits. So that's the plan. Get her over there and benefit us in the U.S. military, and then rent the condos out. That's the plan. So no, we're not going to stay here in the Philippines. We're going to be here 6 months. Well, I'm going to be here 6 months out the year. She's going to be in the military.
Yeah. And see, there's really no blueprint. You can do whatever you want to do. Some guys come over here, believe it or not, they just spend their winters in the Philippines or Thailand or wherever it is. Then they go back home. Some of us, man, we got to be honest with ourselves. Maybe we're not able to live overseas full time. This is something you got to come to grips with yourself. You got to look in the mirror and say, can I really handle it over there? 365 days a year. Is this what I really need, or do I need a break? What do I need for real? You don't know because you're not focusing on yourself. You're trying to do everything you can to get over here for somebody else. You've just neglected your needs and your priorities and everything for somebody else. You see these women and you go crazy. They're not going anywhere. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah. man,
He
go ahead.
says, woo, before the sun. He says, even my Filipino wife just said, be careful. Don't sell the house before coming here first. She said she saw 3 posts this month about foreigners' bank accounts being drained and then dumped. Yeah, see, I'm talking about the worst case scenarios, really. But you have to talk about that. You can't talk about the blissful ignorance all the time. You know, to be honest with you, a lot of guys have no business coming over here. They're not financially stable enough. They're not physically and mentally stable enough. But who am I to tell them not to do it? You got to look in the mirror and say that. If you look behind these 3 foreigners, he said, whose bank accounts were drained and then dumped, they're trying to meet these unreasonable requests. 53 Shades Darker said, it's not hard. These women are simple over here, really. Okay, they're not going to ask for anything. I'm talking about normally. Merlin didn't ask me for that motorcycle out there. She didn't ask me to build this house or anything like that. So when they start asking you for these, making these unreasonable requests, guys, you got to leave. You got to pack your bags and leave. I'll put her out and say, no, lady, are you crazy?
Yeah.
That's unreasonable. Well, you
Yeah,
even to ask me that.
yeah, she still likes ukai ukai. She
Yeah,
wants
I'm
that
just
stuff.
saying. You got to know that that shit's unreasonable. Like, what was you doing before I got here? Okay? And even the guys who have successful marriages right now, whose things have leveled out, in the beginning, the woman wanted you for what you could do for her. The circumstances here are different, guys. They're totally different than what you're walking away from. You can't say all women are the same everywhere. They want this and that. Big Shirley's not starving over there. Big Shirley's got food stamps, Section 8, drawing unemployment, got disability, free health care. She's got all that stuff over there. These women don't have that over here.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on the women. I'm just telling you reality. At some point, you got to ask yourself, well, where did you come from? Who am I dealing with? You're not worried about that because sex is number 1 at the top of your list when you're only scratching the surface, Cat. Once you get that, now what?
So Calvin, tell them, how would they find that out? How would they find this out about this girl? What they really want? How would they find out?
I'm telling them right now. All you got to do is go around them and say, well, why would you want? Here's all these guys over here. Remember, it's not all of them. I don't paint. I learned a long time ago because people think that, oh, every Filipino over here wants me. I can have my pick. That's bullshit. There's only a small percentage of women that deal with us. Okay. The needy and the greedy is basically all it is. So if she's on that dating site, she's needy or greedy or both. They don't take you long to figure it out. And then once you meet her, then okay, and y'all get along and you find out, okay, we're human beings. We can make this work. And that's what happens. Okay, but that's how you tell. But you have to get to know it. See, we don't want to know. We don't ask the tough questions because we don't want to know. We're
Yeah.
afraid. Well, the less I know, the better off I am. Bullshit. Not if you sleeping next to me. Who are you? Where you come from? You
I would
know.
say time, time with
Well,
her.
yeah, but I'm saying in the beginning though, you know it's all about money.
Yeah, of course.
It's
It's
all
about
about
money,
money.
right?
You're somewhere on that poverty line. It's either, like I said, situational poverty, intergenerational, chronic, absolute, extreme, whatever it is, look it up. There are somewhere on there. And you find out, well, where are you? Because it's going to let you know her state of mind. Okay. The poor and the worse off they are, the more risk they're going to take. More likely, the more psychological shit they've been through. Going to school, I was at the gym the other day and a woman had on a pair of shoes, guys. Look, this long. I don't laugh at stuff like that because I grew up poor. I'm just telling you, but I want to know, lady, so I can get to know as much about you as I possibly can, because we don't get to know each other before we make these big ass commitments. Getting married. Yeah, you can easily come on here. Hell, you come on here. But we don't want foolishness. We want real life stuff.
Right.
He said, Calvin, I can't stop thinking about the possibility of how great the Expat Resource Center could be. Membership would have its privileges. Men could have places to stay like yours all over. Absolutely. See, this is what I'm talking about. What we have to prioritize our needs. But guys would be, you know what? They'll look at each other like, oh, he's gonna skim the money, or it's never gonna work, right? You know, somebody that you could easily, you know, you get a group of people together and say, hey, let's come up with the unofficial Expat Resource Center. These guys have spent that kind of money on women over here and got nothing in return. Okay, but they won't send you $10. They won't give you $1 to help toward the Expat Resource Center, Roderick, if you decided, hey, I'm going to take the reins and run with this. They won't do it because their self-care is not a priority. They don't see a need for that. All they're worried about is a woman. They can't see that far. I knew that was needed years ago. And if you go up to Angeles City, they got a lot of stuff, but it's mostly surrounded around military people. You tell me you don't need an unofficial Expat Resource Center here in the Philippines. We needed that yesterday.
Need one.
But it's not a priority for us. The only priority is to get over here and get a woman and get between her legs. Okay. That's all. But you think I'm playing? I put it out there. I might not be the one that's going to open it. But one day you're going to come to Cebu, Manila, Dumaguete, whatever, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Because I grabbed that out of the ether. That's needed. That was needed yesterday. But it's not a priority. Your self-care is not a priority. We could exercise. We could do all kind of stuff. The possibilities are unlimited, what we could do with that. We could hire somebody from immigration to come in once a week, once a month, to explain to us about the updates and you know, how much does it cost and whatever. Help you with your SRV and all of that stuff. It could be all kind of stuff. You could get that conversation that 53 Shades Darker is talking about. You can come around and look at now this football season and watch football. Because if you cut on ABS-CBN, there's no football games on there. You can have some cold drinks, maybe not alcohol. We don't want that. Shoot a game of pool. Just relax in the aircon and be around.
Kind of like a USO. With
right, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah, but it would be for people who aren't in the military, see?
Right, yeah.
Because, man, you know, if you're in the military, hell, I would move to Angeles City. And now you're taken care of. You got all that up there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good idea if we had something like that, because it's definitely needed. It's definitely needed, you know. Maybe the guy that was selling peanuts could use some of that type of help, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if a guy, you know, it could offer a short-term solution. You may have a couple of rooms on site. Hey, man, you need to stay 1 or 2 nights, just like the guest house, no longer than that. Okay, get you something to eat, you know, get your head cleared so you can talk about your next move. Okay, there's no limit to what we could do. The money's here. We got the money. But we don't have, it's not a priority. There's people out there who think it's not needed because they're armchair bros. They haven't made it over here yet. They don't see how quiet it gets over here. They don't see the need to be around other people. They're going to say, I don't want to be around expats. Foolish, man. Crazy. If you ever say that, that's crazy. You don't have to hang around with us, but you're going to need to see us. How you think, man, this meet and greets made you feel so good, right? Am I lying?
It's,
even for a couple of hours.
Phenomenal.
Even for a couple of hours. Okay, he says, what business is your guest in? What do you do?
What do? I'm retired. I retired from the U.S. Army and retired from law enforcement agency. So I'm not into any business as of now. However, within a few months, maybe once I get my 13A, I'm going to be into renting my condo and opening up some business here in the Philippines. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, he said you need expat friends, preferably from your own country. Well, it really don't matter. I met a guy at one of my meet and greets in Lapu-Lapu. I'm trying to think what European country he was from. Latvia or something. He was from one of those places. He was a cool ass guy. But he said the first year many are in a fairy tale. Wake up, time to learn what's real. Yeah, we're just saying that blissful ignorance, some people want that though. You know, most people live in blissful ignorance. You know, when I was talking about that blissful ignorance theory, that's real. You know, they did a consumer study. And when you gave the consumers more information about a product, they were less happy with the product than the people who had less information. See, that's a real thing. That matrix was art imitating life. So they keep people in blissful ignorance because they know you can't handle the truth. That's why you got all the secretness over in America and these Western countries. These governments are secretive. Because if they really told you the truth, man, the world would fall apart. You couldn't handle it.
Right.
So they lied to you. They keep you in a state of blissful ignorance. And then when you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. It's like, damn, man, y'all should have stayed asleep like the damn guy did on The Matrix. He couldn't handle it. He's like, man, let me make a deal. Let me forget everything that I learned and go back to that. And that's all it is. I see it over here, man. You can't get through to a lot of these guys, but some people you're going to get through to. They're going to say, okay, let me really know what's going on so I can make a better informed decision. Because
They
I'm
don't
an
believe.
insurance agent. I can't go into somebody's house and just tell them the good things about the plan. I got to tell them the limitations too. That's called full disclosure. Otherwise, I can get sued, number one, and lose my license, number two. That's all. He said Frank Tate and Cal may have traveled different paths through life, but both men are examples of successful fourth quarter living. Congratulations, brothers. Yeah, but we probably come from the same school of common sense. We throwing common sense out the window when you come over here. It's like, dude, you gotta be smarter here. You can't leave your common sense on the plane chasing some old woman, man. You're crazy, man. I'm not taking anything from these women. Filipino women have been good to me. I've never had problems with Filipino women. I've done nothing against them. These podcasts and live streams are to so we can have better outcomes when we get over here. They're just doing what they've learned to do, you know, to survive and to be happy and, you know, to go to that other level. But they got the support. We don't have it. We don't have it. He says there are expats that father children here and enjoy raising them. Absolutely. I'm one of them. You know, that's what's going to keep me here. You know, when I look at Booby, it all makes sense to me. If anybody else asks me, why are you still there? I just look at her. She needs me more than any of my children ever needed me. Booby does. Because she's smart. She asks these questions already about why she's different and why her hair is different and all that. And I got to reassure her. Because if I'm not here, who's going to reassure? Who's going to tell her the things that only I can tell her? She needs to see me. It's very important over here, especially. where white skin is such a priority. It's, over here. I gotta let her know there's nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with them. You love yourself for just the way you are, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Hey, ETM Brazil Senior, thanks for that super chat. He says, I never heard of an expat center. I would love to learn more. I'm a 54-year-old, retired 10 years ago from the U.S. Navy. Wow, 24 years with 100%. What's that mean, PNT? I don't understand that. Living in Colombia. Yeah, it's just something that a guy actually, it's such a great idea. You know why? Because so many people have contacted me about it. A guy actually went to a whole other level and constructed a basic business plan surrounding it. So whenever I get a group of men that who really want to talk about pushing this thing forward, we already have the outline. All we got to do is fill it in with the important details now.
Let's
Okay,
do
but
it.
it's needed. But most people are in that blissful ignorance. They think, oh, the woman's gonna take care of me. I don't need anything else. I don't need information and all that. I don't need camaraderie and all of that.
I can see it
He
being a
said,
good resourceful center, you know.
yeah, it's a resource center. When you got questions, because nobody's talking about anything really on YouTube but women. That's all they're talking about. And relationships, that's all. So you want to go over there, hey, I want to shoot pool. I want to relax in the aircon. I want to watch, what was the big game that was on? Clemson versus Georgia. I want to talk about Trump and this election or wherever it is, because we can talk about that stuff. It's unlimited what that resource center could do. Like I said, have some uh, temporary, uh, rooms on site for somebody that needs, hey, I just got in town. I don't have a Airbnb or hotel yet, or whatever it is. Food, Western food, drink a cup of coffee, donuts, whatever it is, guys.
Right,
There's no
right.
limit, but it's certainly needed. It was needed yesterday. He said, God forbid you're dumb enough to move to Angeles City and don't know why so many expats recommend it to you. Yeah. But I'll send you a copy of this. If you put my email up, Jacob Tanjay, ETN Brazil Senior, I'll send you a copy of the outline. This guy, he went and did a business plan. But people are shooting it down. Well, I never asked you for a penny. And I wouldn't anyway. If you want to be a member or whatever, that's the details. We haven't even discussed that yet. But see, that's what I'm saying. When you hit on something like that, it's a good idea because they come right at you. I'm not giving you nothing. You're gonna run off with my money. I've never asked you for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, these are guys who aren't gonna come over here. They're not gonna utilize the center. They think they don't need it.
I say we do it. I say you do it. Let's get it done. I think it'd be a good idea. I'm pretty sure a lot of us that will help out. Smiley,
There's people who
TJ,
watch
me.
here. There's people who watch here who have the businessman. They have the visa. They have, this community has what it takes to bring that out of my mind into fruition. There's no doubt in my mind. There's people on here listening right now who can get together and bring together their minds to create that expat resource center. But the priority has to be there. If a man will send a woman who has no education at all, who does not have his best interest in mind at all, 12 million pesos to build a life for them until he gets over here, and then he won't give $5 toward that expat resource center. Well, you deserve whatever you got coming for you. Okay. That's why it's needed. It's really needed, man. He said Y equals beer and 403s, 304s. Oh, permanent and total. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay. Thank y'all, guys. He said that white skin doesn't mean nothing if you ain't got no money. You know, it's never meant anything, though. This is, the color of your skin has nothing to do with who you are. All that's junk science. Okay, there's no proof to that. It has nothing to do with that. It's never had anything to do with that. That's part of the matrix. They fool you into thinking that it does. Okay, but people over here are still fooled by that. But I want to let her know there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with them. If they think their skin is going to make them, well, it might make you more attractive. I don't know. But remember, we're not in America where, you got all that stuff, discrimination laws, anti-discrimination laws, and all that in place. They don't have that over here. So you need everything at your disposal to get you to that other level, because the competition is very, very high here. But I see it. My daughter has to see me, because when she cuts on the television, she only sees the whitest Filipinos, the ones that in the beanie, which she follows all that stuff. So obviously, she needs to see a successful brown person in front of her, and I signed up for that job. Okay, that's very important. Hey, is it Merle Black? Thanks for that super chat. He says, been thinking about moving there, and my priority will be hooking up with other Americans to help me find my way. Are there any support groups that I can reach out to assist? Yeah, us. But see, this is exactly what I'm saying. That's what that would be. Now, where would the first one be? Would it be in Manila? Probably, because that's where most of the expats are. They're in Manila. Most people fly into Manila. But wouldn't it be nice, Merle, if you got off that plane, you got situated in your hotel, and you told the Grab driver, take me to the unofficial expat resource center. And you got there, and all these people are there to answer every question you need to answer based on their life experiences, based on what's available in the Philippines and everything like that. Wouldn't that be nice? Of course it would. Well, you don't have to keep looking hour after hour through these vlogs that aren't talking about anything. They'll tell you where to find a woman, but they're not going to tell you where the closest hospital is to you. Where can I get a cheap and painless vasectomy and all that other stuff that only men can talk about? The women have their support. That's how they know how to deal with you. That's how they know what to ask for or what not to ask for. They got the support. Hey, what's up, Neil? He says, I think putting it in Calvin's neighborhood. No, there's no expats here. And I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Either by one of
I'm
the
in the middle of
airports.
nowhere. You wouldn't want to, it would be more problems. We don't even have an airport here, Mitch.
Cebu.
But wherever it is, I would be there. I would be there.
Either Cebu or Manila. Like you said,
Yeah.
Manila, Cebu, either one of
It would
those.
have to be
People
it would
fly.
have to be in Manila first, I would think. Either one, that's a toss-up, but there's more expats flying into Manila.
To Manila, yeah.
Okay, and then the next one would be Cebu, because this is something that's needed. We have no support over here. Zero, other than word of mouth and us. There is no help. Okay. He said, last time I checked, the colors of the dollars was green. Yeah, not white, brother. Yeah, think about that. Yeah, if you still thinking that the color of your skin makes you more intelligent, more entitled, that's a mental health issue in 2024. I feel sorry for you. because you're going to get a rude awakening, dude. I'm just saying, I don't even want to discuss that kind of stuff. It's just beyond ignorant. Okay, if people prefer you for that, that's fine. It's never stopped me, by the way. It's not going to stop you unless you let it stop you. Everything says that it doesn't matter. Now, have people been programmed to think it matters? Yeah, but I'm talking about real science says it doesn't matter. He says, I'm on board, sign me up. My first time coming to the Philippines, I was lost. I asked some African brothers for some help. They literally ignored me. I couldn't believe it. A British gentleman showed me how to move. Yeah, you're going to get crickets over here, man. But people don't see it as a priority, but they see sending money over here. Imagine the millions and millions of pesos we send over here, and we get nothing in return. We get no benefit. You're probably not even going to meet the woman. But then when you say, hey, man, let's pool our minds and our resources together to make this happen. The distrust. But yet you trust a woman 8,000 miles away you never seen before. Probably a never see.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
you're
He
right.
said no.
You know,
He said,
being over being over here, I've got a TIN card, an ACR card, a Filipino driver's license. So that's a lot of pesos, you know, and it's like I would prefer to put those pesos into something that's really, really going to help me. You know, the driver's license helped with me driving. The TIN, I guess they say if you want to open up a business, you need which is a tax identification number. And then your ACR card, to me, is pointless, but that's just how it is.
yeah, he said, you guys got a good idea about support group. It's pockets of that support around here, but it's just not a center. You know, it's not centered. If you look close enough, because they've got a group down in Cebu, I forgot, but they meet in Lapu-Lapu, they meet every Sunday, right? 53 Shades
Yes,
Darker. Do they
it's
still
called
meet?
the Brothers in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Brothers.
and then you can go to the social club in Cebu in the Ayala Mall, right? That's
Yes.
like a loosely knit place where you can be around, but it's nothing that specifically, you know, targets us and our needs.
No.
It's not there.
Yeah, they
He
have a
said, where
breakfast
would
every month.
he said, where would the funds come from building this product? It would come from us. We got the money. It's not going to come from the government. It's not going to come from. It's the same money you send into these women and spending on these women. We spend millions and millions on women, man. I told you the story. Marilyn's sister. The guy gave her 3 million pesos. He never met her. That could go toward the damn center. What are you talking about? Where's the money going to come from? Why all of a sudden we got a problem with giving money when we never had a problem with giving money over here in the Philippines? That's where the
And
money's going to
also,
come from. Who else is going to give it? Just give the
also,
money to that
yeah,
center instead of the center of that woman's legs. That's basically what you're doing.
hey,
Oh, is
and
it? Okay,
also
good. Good.
for the ones who, if you don't like the idea, don't knock it because some like us, we like it. I think it's a good idea, and if you don't like the idea, don't knock it. Just you don't participate. But when it's come time, if it ever happens to you and you need the resource center, I'm pretty sure we'll see you there.
Yeah, it's going to be there regardless. TJ, thanks for that super chat. He says, I like the idea in a vacuum, but honestly, there's lots of shitty expats in the Philippines for shitty reasons, often deserved and of their own making. How to discern? Well, here's the thing, though, TJ, what I've always said, and this is what I told Marilyn when I opened up that guest house. Like attracts like. Okay, this isn't science. Opposites don't attract. You're going to see those shitheads when they need it only. They're not going to hang around there. You're only going to see them when they need it, which is okay. That's what it's there for. But they're not going to be hanging around. And I would say majority of expats here, like the man says here, he says, it's rooted in the belief that people are inherently good. and have an innate drive to develop and fulfill their potential. Yeah, they're not going to come around. They're going to be the ones on the outside talking about it until they need it. They're never going to get involved in that. They may come over there and try to start an argument or something. They'll try to mess it up, right? Build it and they'll come.
Hey,
Okay.
it's almost like that old saying, if some people believe it, like Noah's Ark, pretty much. People laughed at it and everything. You know the old story. They laughed at it, and when it started raining, they knocking on the door trying to get in there.
Yeah, yeah. Great analogy. It's a great analogy, man. Passport Access, start an Expat Resource Center channel, Calvin, and people can become members. Maybe other YouTubers can assist you. Maybe other YouTubers can send you special content for that channel only. Or maybe a Facebook group, but it can be, see, people immediately start talking about how much money would it cost. It wouldn't even cost that much. It's not like you need, hundreds of millions of pesos or nothing like that. Okay. First of all, just to start it out, which I may do it myself. I could find.
The husband wants just a favor, just to take a picture.
Okay, wait. The winner is out here from last night. Okay.
Yeah, I think that it'd be a good idea for us to start, or to start something like that, because it really is needed. There's a lot of people out here that have no idea what they're getting into. They come out here and they go broke, and guess what? They don't have a place to stay. They're staying on the streets. I actually interviewed a guy that was in that same boat. Beard, nowhere to go. A guy from New York. So if that resource
I'm back.
Place,
there was the winner in the spin wheel last night.
He could call them and then hook up and get the information because he was on the street. So it's a great idea, and I think we should do it. I'm down to start it. I'm down to help out whatever it takes.
He said, Cal, you can't reach low informational voters. Yeah, but like I said, see, Marilyn was worried about that. She's like, if you open up a guest house, you're gonna be weirdos showing up. Now, only one guy showed up that had weird behavior. He wasn't a weirdo. Of all the people that ever come to my house and stayed in a guest house, only one. Because I said, Marilyn, like attracts like. I don't attract those type of people. You don't have to be worried about that. Same with meet and greets. It was only that clown up in Angeles City that showed up. He has reasons. He wanted to make a video. He didn't cause any problems, man. People like him really want to be involved. They're just afraid to ask. Hey, man, can I come to the meet and greet? But see, at the resource center, we'll have a security guard to take out the trash whenever it shows up, TJ. We'll have somebody. Yeah, he said, this is true. He said, the undesirable expats usually don't need any help from anybody. Right. But remember, guys, it's all about the messenger. Those other expat bloggers don't want to get involved because it's me. It's my idea. They know it's needed. They know it's needed. If it wasn't needed, those meet and greets wouldn't be so popular that everybody has. It's needed. Hey, Paul, thanks for your super chat. He said, thanks, Cal, for your informative videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I just try to balance it out. We need the reality principle versus the pleasure principle. We need that balance, but it's not a balance. I'm not the Philippines truth. I'm not the Philippines facts. I'm not just giving you, I'm not just putting the Philippines down and the people down. There's something totally different than what I'm doing. What they're doing, you got to ask them. I mean, if it's that bad, then why even come here? I mean, that don't even make sense. I'm just talking about real life over here. Hey, ETN Brazil Senior says if you get 250 people to pay $20 a month, that equals 5,000 a month and 60,000 a year. Yeah, it would be something like that, but I don't think it would be 20. We probably have to double it to 500 people at 10 a month, or 1,000. It would be self-sustaining. Okay, it wouldn't be like, and it would be like a business because we'd have like we vote on that. We have a board and everything. One person can't run that. One person can't speak for all expats. No person knows it all. It's no, I'm just saying, we have a board. It would be something like that to handle the money and everything like that, the decisions and all of that stuff. But it would be simple because I lost my train of thought when Merlin came over here. I may start this myself. Just rent a house to begin with and just put the unofficial, because it's unofficial. You can't call it expat. We call it the unofficial expat resource center. Somebody can come in there, man, just furnish it with regular furniture, two or three bedroom house with a nice, depending on the layout, or even a storefront. It could be something simple, guys. We got to keep it simple. Don't run off with it in your mind. Oh, we need millions and millions of pesos, because it'll never get done. That's the reason why shit never gets done. They complicate it. It would be really simple. He said, must just be my luck, because every time I met a boy, wasn't cool. Hell, I guess it was my bad for speaking or acknowledging them. You mean, what do you mean? He said certain vloggers don't want to meet anyone. You have to wonder why. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Paul, it's a mix, though. It's a mix because you see what happened in Angela City. You got these troublemakers. You got guys that come around, and I'm just sunshine shoulders. I'm not the Filipino Pete. I used to criticize her, but now I understand she probably can't come to a meet and greet. Her safety would probably be in jeopardy, man. You don't realize how thirsty some of these guys are. It's a mix of that, but then it is a mix of, hey, I'm better than y'all. I'm a celebrity. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. You be at these meet and greets, hey, stay back. I don't want to, they'll go like that. They won't talk to you. But it's really a mix, because certain people, man, they're going to draw a different type of audience. So a lot of these women bloggers, man, I get it. Some of them show up, but the most of them, they show up and then they blend in the crowd because it's some crazy people out here, man.
Yeah. We never have those kind of problems. I haven't felt any of that in any of the meet and greets, and the people that's always communicating. I never felt anything. It always feels like everybody gets along. It's been great to me for the full 4 years, and so
it does. You're right. Like I said, I've never it wasn't even a problem. He didn't fight anybody. Nobody was hurt. Nobody felt threatened or anything. When the Tom Yum guy showed up, he was showing up to make a video. That's what he did. He got his 8,000, 10,000 views or whatever. I put my name in there, but it was nothing. Anybody that came there knew it was nothing. He started arguing with the smallest guy in there and actually the nicest guy in there. Bullies, man, guys, trust me. Hey, Paul, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's the worst thing that can happen? I would never expect a female blogger to meet anyone. Well, these guys, you don't understand. We can't choose our audience, Paul. And that's one thing about being on YouTube in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Remember, I always talk about there's a different type of expat over here. I would be really, really skeptical if I was one of these popular woman bloggers and have my own meet and greet. I would attend, but when you see the thirst level over here, you'll see why some of them, they've got fear. Go into any Filipino vlogger channel and you look and just read the comments, Paul. It'll shock you. You'll be like, man, these guys are sick. I mean, I had a guy come over here. He was transfixed, man, with Filipino P. I had to shut him down. Like, dude, you need to quit that weird stuff. These people will lock you up over here. You can't do that. Making songs about a dreaming of being with her and all that. Yeah, the stalkers over here, man. They come over here to stalk a woman 8,000 miles from home. Yeah. So people like July, they got to be careful. I believe that's one of the reasons July came out and said, hey, I got a boyfriend. Because she was probably getting a lot of them weirdos behind the scenes.
Most of them have boyfriends or husbands. Most of them do.
And then some people are just so big that they say, well, I don't need to do meet and greets. I don't need to do live streams. And that's their prerogative. You know, I don't come from that way of thinking, Paul. I'm going to tell you why. Because without the viewers and subscribers, we're nothing. You know, all of a sudden now I'm supposed to forget where I came from. Okay, I don't care how many viewers and subscribers you got. You're no different. And that's what I want to, that's the message I'm sending. That's why, you know, you welcome in my house anytime you're in St. Carlos City. You can eat at my table. I'm one of the few vloggers that you can do that. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. I'm talking about that has the type of following that I have. Man, Paul Dog New Tricks, he changed his address because people were showing up, knocking on his door. You know, he felt, you know, he felt some kind of way about that. Like, let me know before you do it, or whatever it is. So now you don't know where he lives. Some people are forced to do that. I hope I never get that big. Okay, but it just goes with the territory, man. You know, I've never been that way. My door is always open. TJ says, he says you can't. He said, you know, you can't walk by a girl at the mall and look her up and down back in the States, but no such rule here. Doesn't mean you wouldn't do it back home. You just know you can't get away with it. Right. And that's the kind of stuff that goes on over here. This is the audience that we got. Some people are sending out that message that they can have any woman that they want over here. It's just not true. It's far from the truth, man. Most of these women don't want nothing to do with our old asses. I'm just telling you the truth. Are there some good women over here? Absolutely. All you need is one. But to come over here with that type of attitude, a lot of men do. And they disrespect these women, man. That's going to get you in trouble. You don't know whose daughter you disrespecting. Because the top guy over here, he's going to dress like the regular Filipino. Now, he might have a nice truck, a nice motorcycle, but it's so small, man. You don't know who you disrespecting over here. And they will get you, dude. But we do that kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
He said, I thought Reddit, Philippines Expats, was the unofficial expat resource center. Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of people get a lot of information from there. They follow that. But I mean, a brick and mortar type of place. Because, you know, you get in those chat rooms like that, man. He says, I even got a fake P Facebook invitation this past week. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're a woman over here, you really got to be careful. I mean, but to whom much is given, much is expected. It's the way I see it. If we blew you up that big, maybe do one live stream a month. But that's her prerogative. She doesn't have to do it. But certainly, I can understand why she won't do meet and greets. You know, they look at her. Okay, imagine this. She has to go out in disguise in Dumagatti. Isn't that sick, man? A YouTuber. But see, I didn't realize the impact YouTubers have. I was reading an article on Mr. Beast, and they were talking about how some YouTubers have usurped, regular celebrities. They're bigger than just regular celebrities. And I guess
I
that's how
lost
it
the.
is.
I just got this emergency alert out here. I don't know if you guys are getting it over there, but we getting this emergency alert.
Now, we're not getting anything, man. It rained a little bit last night, but that's the thing about the weather in different um, islands. What is it about? Is it what, a typhoon?
It's saying some typhoon it looks like it's about to pour down raining out here in Lapu Lapu. So we
Yeah.
keep getting this emergency notification that it's about to be a rainstorm.
He says, I hope Tom Young don't come to the center of Bill. Well, he's welcome. But like I said, we're going to have, he's not, man, look, he's not this big, bad, tough guy that people think he is. He knows how far to go, okay? He's not stupid, okay? He's a vlogger. That's his content, okay? He's welcome. We're not going to bar anybody you're welcome until you make yourself unwelcome. But we're going to have security there to take out the trash. But nobody's afraid of him. I've never seen anybody afraid of him. I mean, I don't really know his motive. I do know that people like him and other people who don't get a lot of following, who don't get a lot of views, they try to clout chase people like me. And you see it. All you got to do, just put Sunshine Shoulders in the search on YouTube, and you're going to see all kind of crazy stuff come up. I'm talking about from vloggers I never even knew existed out there. Yeah, he said there's some creepy dudes out here. He says, oh, some of them will do meet and greets. You're just not sending money or DMs to the right inbox. Yeah, those other meet and greets. Yeah, but he'd be welcome. Just like he was welcome at the meet and greet, but it was his attitude that he brought there. This tough guy attitude, you don't realize, man, there's no tough guys in the Philippines, man. Okay, they don't last long. If you're a real tough guy, man, you won't last long here. I tell you that. You be going to get your donuts one morning, and they will literally mow you down. We've seen it over and over and over, these tough guys over here, man. Okay, they talk to the locals like they're crazy. Read about the one, I want to say it was during right when the pandemic was getting ready to start. It was a guy up in Luzon. I can't think, was it Baton? He's a white American now. Of course, he's getting on the people because they intruded on his property line 6 inches. Guys, listen to this. Look this story up. And he made all kind of problems with his neighbors and just everybody in the little city he was in. Well, guess what? They caught him going to the grocery store in broad daylight and killed him. And nobody's ever been caught for that. That's what they do to bullies over here. He knows. He lives up there in Angeles City. It wouldn't take nothing. Boom, he's gone. Okay, guys, don't worry about that stuff. The Philippines would take out the trash for you over here. They don't play that stuff, man. Come over here with that stuff.
Yeah, we don't attract that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah. He just, it was just, he had made some videos about me before. So now, okay, I got the perfect time. I'm going to get me a video. Okay, you got 8,000 or whatever it was. And that was it. It was nothing, though. It was really nothing. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks. Thanks for that super chat. He said, I can only watch Filipino peace stuff for like 30 seconds. Seems fake. Yeah, we watch what we watch. We like what we like, and we relate to who we relate to. Her thing is, she's got a lot of the same people the same type of person that would follow me follows her. A lot of Western men. Just go in her comments, you'll see. She's not giving any more information than I am, but she's got a pussy. She's a Filipina. Okay, and that speaks volumes. Sorry. And you can't, you can't knock success. But that has a lot to do with her appeal. We're crazy about Filipino women, man. This is why you got to have conversations like what we're having today. You got to prioritize yourself. We think more about some of these women over here than they think of themselves. That's crazy. You can't do that.
Yeah, and also there's a vlogger here, Filipina girl, that I can't understand nothing she's saying because she's like reading, and I mean she get thousands of clicks and stuff like that, and you can't even, if you sit there and listen to her, it's all scripted, and it's done by somebody that but
Yeah.
it's it's
But
just
see,
weird. I
they're
mean,
all like that. They're all like that. Even they started out like that. Okay, when I went to, I had a meet and greet in Lapu Lapu. The first time I had one in Lapu Lapu was at that, it was either a German or Swiss restaurant. The food is good. Derek Q set it up. Well, anyway, Filipino Wanderer was there. The other girl that, Filipina something, I'm trying to think of her name. Little brown skinned girl that used to always be with Filipino Wanderer. I mean, at that time, I couldn't even understand what she was saying. Man, this girl has blown. Filipino Wanderer's got like 70-some thousand subscribers. This girl's got like over 100,000. I mean, they had no support. I'm telling you, you're talking about 2 years ago, man. When the Philippines was opened up, it's just, that's just the nature of the beast, man. Because remember who's funding all this. It's the armchair bros. They're never coming here. It's a fantasy for them. But
yeah,
they're the reason we can't flip the script back. Yeah,
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 and
he's
I hate
not
this.
really a bad guy. It's just, you have to understand, man. People don't get views. They're hungry for views. And that's what they would do to Filipino P if she showed up at a meet and greet. Somebody would do something to try to get some views on her back, or whatever. I mean, she'd have a line. If you think Old Dog knew tricks, if you ever been to a meet and greet where he is, you would think that Johnny Carson was there. I mean, some of these vloggers are really, just massively uh, popular. And YouTube is a popularity contest. I
Yeah,
mean, you
and
wouldn't
also
believe it, man. You would not
also
believe it.
also
Have
a
you?
lot of these guys, they don't know that a lot of this stuff that these, because I mean I know it and you know it, but we can't really say. You want the real nitty gritty. The nitty gritty is they're they're lying about a lot of that stuff, and they're putting out information that's not true because somebody is behind the camera writing it, telling them to put that out there. A lot of them are falsifying a lot of stuff, and it's like we can't say nothing because you know, but a lot of stuff is not true. So, and the
Yeah,
guys
but
don't
you
know
can
it.
you can just tell your truth because that's what I talk about. See, during the pandemic, I get it. People were stressed, they were frustrated. They wanted to hear good news, okay? So you give them the blissful, ignorant content, a lot of it. But see, I really didn't know any better. I was giving them a little bit like, stop, don't bring your Filipino home, right? See, I was giving that stuff even way back then when the Philippines wasn't open. But I get it, okay? But now that it's open and people are coming over here, the only reason that type of content is working because there's a great part of the audience that's never coming here. They're looking at it as a fantasy, as entertainment. But you can tell your truth as somebody who lives here. and get the message through that, man, you know, everything you seeing, I can do it without ever saying anybody's name or anybody's channel or trolling anybody, just by telling what you're seeing, living, and experiencing. They'll know. A lot of that stuff, man, you don't have your own, you don't have your pick of women over here. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. I'm telling you now. It's not true.
It's a bold-faced lie. And a lot of people, there's people on there right now that's portraying to be a single person, and they are not single, and they're portraying to be doing all this stuff, purchasing all this stuff, and somebody else is doing it, and it's not them. But the people, they think on behind the camera and behind in TV land that, oh, this person, this female is by herself. This person is looking for a guy and stuff like that, when it's just to draw you in, you know, and it's like, it's not true. It's all fake.
Yeah. I've said it so many times, though. They got the blueprint from us, though. We taught them how to do that. The only one that was on, Philippine P was smart enough to jump on that train when she did. Because before her, it really wasn't anybody. It was mostly just, foreign vloggers, men, telling the story, what's going over here. And they see all the support we were getting. Well, she's before me, but you know what I'm saying. The topics we were talking about, they see the donations and all that. They're like, well, hell, we can do that. We can do it better. We're the Filipinas. Surely, they're going to send us more money. They're going to give us more support. And it's true. That's exactly what happened. But we have to take some of the blame. We gave them the blueprint. Remember they say the Filipinos are the world's greatest impersonators. Okay, so they took that part and ran with it, but they're stuck there. They're stuck there, see? When in reality, the genre has grown beyond just women. People want to know, really, man, what am I going to do over here? Where am I going to go? Where can I get help? And all of that. They're the ones who are positioned to give us that information, but they won't do it. They really can give you the inside nitty gritty. All they're stuck on is sex and women and relationships. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. The W secret success.
And how to bang you can look at the titles, how to bang your stuff like that, So it's just, it's crazy because I know what's going on and people they buy it.
Yeah, he said that center sounds like a lot of work. It's not. It's not, man. It's simple. You could keep it simple, especially when there's no place at all. He says, I think we already have a center. We are on it now. Just reach out if needed. Yeah, but it's different, man. It's different than that. When you're over here, W Secrets of Success, you don't live here. You're not over here for any considerable period of time. And even when you go to those fancy places like Thailand and stuff, it gets quiet, man. Who wants to go to a bar just to mingle and conversate with other expats? You can do that here, but who wants to do that? It's just not true, man. I'm telling you from somebody who lives here, who's been living here for the last almost 6 years, coming here on and off for 15 years. The Philippines is a different beast, man. The locals, they can speak English, but they do not speak English, man. It's so spread out that unless you live in one of those big cities, it's crickets, man. I'm just saying, it really is, guys. We need that kind of stuff, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah, you need a hands-on.
Yeah, you really do. Hey, TJ Johnson, thanks for that super chat. This must be Vietnamese money. What is that? A dome? What they call that? Thanks for that super chat. Said the e-thirst is so bad. Y'all got a strong six that can barely fill out her B cups. Yeah, run around her city in disguise for fear of harassment. Yeah. Sounds hard to believe. Then I recall the true interview. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. They underestimate the thirst, man. When, okay, you calling her strong six. I don't want to talk, I'm not gonna put anybody down. But you know, you're right. It's crazy. And they saw that. It didn't take them long to see that. Because none of the vloggers are really what you would consider a 10, but it is in our minds, you know. But the true, I've never erased those true videos on my StreamYard because people wouldn't believe how crazy people went. I had them on for the first time. Now they couldn't grow their channel. They're having the same problem, TJ, than what me and 53 Shades Dark was just talking about. They can't come up with relevant content. But when I had them on my, like I'm interviewing him, they sitting on this side. Some guy, he sent so many super chats that YouTube shut him down. YouTube thought he was a spam. Because I told my audience, I said, whatever super chats we get, I'm going to split it with them because they only had like 21 subscribers at the time. They wasn't monetized. Man, it's the most super chats I've ever received, ever. Nothing even comes close. And you can ask them, I gave them half their money once YouTube, took their money and everything like that. It was crazy, you know. And they're a lot more sexier than that other one, just in my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. But it is what it is. The thirst is real, man. And that's why we need to prioritize ourselves because if you don't, you're gonna get lost in that illusion, man. You're gonna come over here and things, you're gonna be disappointed, man. Is all I'm telling you. You're gonna be like, man, hell, it feels the same as the women in America. Are they a lot more cooperative? Yeah, they can be because of the circumstances. But if you ask the Filipino man, he's going to laugh and say, man, nothing special about these women. Hey, Mike Dawsonville, thanks for that super chat. He said, no one can do it like you, Brother Cal. I've been watching for 4 years now. One day you ever disappoint me. I like your transparency. God bless. Man, thank you, man. That's a compliment. That's all I am. I'm the real deal. That's why I tell you, come to my house. I'm not putting on some type of show. This is how I am when you come to my house. Because I knew eventually the Philippines was going to open. Okay? Yeah, I don't see any of them that's really something to get excited about. You know, it's just, I'm just telling you the truth. But if you over there in La La Land, over in the Matrix, and you looking over here, oh, they're the best thing since sliced bread. A man sent 12 million over here, guys, and the woman he got would be, I'm not, he may be watching, so I'm not gonna put his woman down. In my eyes, she's a 2. Okay, I'm sorry, but something happens to us. We're crazy about women over here, and somebody's got to shake us awake. So I said, okay, let me do it at the expense of my channel going to 100,000 or whatever it is. Let me, pour some truth over these guys' heads. Okay.
Hey Cal, can I say this?
Yeah.
When I first got out here and I start dealing with the person that I'm with now, she wasn't the first person, and she knows that. We talked about that. And I was thinking the same thing about, okay, it's so many girls here, so many girls and all this kind of stuff. But I put her through the ringer. I put her through 8 years of testing her. Eight whole years of testing her, leaving money on the table. Are you gonna do for me? What can you do for me besides giving me the goods? I mean, because I know I can get that. You can get that anywhere. Are there beautiful girls out here? Of course. But I put her through the ringer. I'm talking about 8 whole years of studying her to make sure, okay, this person, could I trust them for this? Could I depend on them if I need this? Or do they have my back? Are they trying to get my money? So in those 8 years, I'm not saying it takes that much time for everybody, but sometimes you have to vet these people out to see what's their real interest.
What's
And
that?
so
Are you
I just
ready?
think that the guys out there, they need
Not
to
yet.
do
No,
that.
give me-
Spend some time with these girls and see what they all about. That's the most that I could say. So they don't come out here, blow their money, and the first piece of coochie they see, they fall in love because, like you say, once you get that nut, it's the same like you did in the States. There's no gold
Yeah,
there.
they
They're
just more
beautiful, but
they're just more cooperative, but the circumstances warrant that. He says
right,
every time people try to do something with good intentions, always made out to be scandalous or bad. You know for yourself, Cal. It's a good idea, needed, but good luck with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I just put it out there, Norman. It's probably gonna take somebody else to take it to that other level, for it to manifest. Because of who I am, I'm not one of the most popular bloggers over here. But if I have to just go out and rent an apartment or rent a storefront there and call it and put the expat resource center there and sit there all day with people come there and want to ask questions or whatever, or just have a conversation, I'll do that because that's really as simple as it needs to be for real. Okay, I'm sorry, you know, but it's all about distrust. We distrust ourselves, but it's not the same with what we're really doing with our money over here. Women that we don't even know. He says a couple of years ago, she was probably far. Okay, at this point in time, it's me looked like she could deadlift my big black ass, and I was here for it. He said, true, brother. He tested mine 6 years, he said. He's talking to you, 53 Shade Doctor. We have similar backgrounds, military, law enforcement, security, investigation. Well, see, the point is, most Filipino women, overwhelming majority of them that we deal with, they're good women. If not, the landscape will be littered with our bodies because we stick our necks out there for them to chop it off. They don't do it. We don't get lucky over here. We get unlucky for the same reason what you said. We rush. But guess what? Guess how you can save money? Guess how you can save yourself from all that? Don't make it a priority. Come over here and get established first, and then bring her into the mix. But we put the cart before the horse. We meet the woman on the dating site. We come all the way over here for her. Then we start looking around trying to find a place to stay and all that stuff. Man, you got 100-pound backpack on. It's going to be a whole lot more difficult when you do that. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling y'all what I've been through. You don't have to do it like that. He said 8 years is excessive. In his opinion, 8 years is excessive. You were gonna play the long game anyway when you coming over here trying to get married, trying to have a live-in. That's the long game that you place yourself into. You're gonna
hey,
end up spending a whole lot more money than if you were just out here, playing around. And who
hey,
says
for
that?
Hal, what's his name? Hal Funk Bass.
Funk
eight
base, yeah.
years is not. Yeah, I don't care if it took 10 years before I give my all. I'm going to make sure that person is worth my hard-earned money and everything that I've worked for all my life. So there's not a time limit for me. So I mean that's my opinion.
Yeah. He said, thick opinion. Yeah, she put on a lot of weight. I don't know why. Because I know that they used to work out. I know Roger still works out. Roger's in great shape. I haven't seen him in a long time. They don't live here anymore. They live in Cebu, I think. But you know, I have to give them credit. When they came to me, they came to Booby's 1 year birthday party. They had like 11,000 subscribers, but no Western subscribers. They had nothing. I think he showed me his they were monetized, but I think it was only like 100 and something pesos was his YouTube, right? And I just gave him some suggestions. I said, look, man, why don't you start talking about the things that we want to talk about? Okay, specifically women and dating. You can do it in a way I can't do it. And they took it and ran with it, man. So I got to give them credit for that. But honestly, though, that Ismi, she acts like she doesn't even know me, man. And it at first it hurt my feelings, but now it doesn't. It's like, well, why would you act like that? Why would you act like you don't know me? I don't get that one. I really don't get that. But it's just that's fact. You can ask Merlin. He said you do have to test them for years. They will show you the signs early if we are paying attention. Well, if we don't even make them a priority, why do we make them such a priority? That's saying I'm coming over here for a woman. He says I would know her earlier. He probably knew her earlier. He probably just wouldn't want to. Getting married is a big commitment. Honestly, it is. I take my hat off to him, hell, for even vetting the woman, because that's something we don't do. That's just something we won't do. He said, my brother, your frustration comes through with brothers not listening to you. If you've helped one, and trust me, you've helped thousands, hundreds, if not thousands, I appreciate you. Hey, thanks, man. I'm not really frustrated. It's just my passion. That's just how I am. I'm talking to grown men. It's just like Chosen One said. You're not going to get through to a 60, 70, 80-year-old man. You're not going to change him. That's just how I am, guys. Don't take offense to that. When you hear me, that's not frustration. Trust me, because once I cut this camera off, I'm going to go in there and eat and get on with my day. I don't lose any sleep over it. It's just that you can't choose your audience, Daction, and you're only going to help who you're going to help. I just want to make sure I put some information out there that's going to be real, that you can really grab hold on to, because it's not a game over here. We take it for a game. That's why we get so messed up over here. They're dead serious, man, about getting a man to help them, get out of the funky situation that a lot of them find themselves into. But we take it for a game. And we come over here and get ran through the ringer. That guy, I'm telling you, man, he sends his life savings to a woman, gets to Moncton, over there where you are, 53 Shades Dark, and there's no woman. She's supposed to meet him at the airport. He fainted. This cocksucker fainted. All his money gone. Luckily, they got a good mayor there in Lapu Lapu. They say, okay, yeah, I understand. Because they know. They've heard the story over and over. He's got compassion. It's not the first time that happened. They know what's going on over here. They just don't have YouTube channels, and then they don't have any vested interest to telling you that. They're saying, okay, they take for granted that you know, just like I do. I'm taking it for granted, like surely these guys know what's going on over here, but they're in that blissful ignorance.
Hey, I asked the girl that I'm supposed to be interviewing, I asked her, why do you guys do that? She said, because foreigners are dummies.
Yeah, well, they laugh at us. We're the butt of the jokes over here, but we think that we're on top of shit. They're laughing at us all the way to the M Lawyer or the Palawan or wherever they picking their money up. I see it all the time. The young girls in there, they just giggling, going out the door, run across the street to the Gaisano. One girl had 20,000 one time. I was like, nobody but some fool and sent her that money. But if you tell them, oh, she loves me, it's not about money. But why are you sending money over here then? Oh, and age ain't nothing but a number, they say, right? Then why does she even ask you your age then? And why do you even ask her? Obviously. Yeah, the cocksucker fainted. He did. Y'all know, y'all saw the story. And they put him in the hospital. But he didn't have a damn crumb. He couldn't pay attention. So they had pity on him. They waived his hospital bill. They helped him get in touch with the embassy so he could get back home. Why is that happening? It's happening because we're playing it as a game. We think we know what's going on over here. You don't know what's going on over here, man. Yeah. He said, I gave man 3 years with a lot of conversations. I always used to tell her, don't tell me you love me, prove it. And most people ain't going to get disappointed. You know, I've never had any problems with a woman. Filipino women have been good to me. I don't have a problem with Filipino women. I'm talking to y'all. They're doing what I would do if I were in their shoes. That's all. Because y'all don't understand the struggle as it is. Just like the guy said, I don't know if Kamal said, you know, you're bringing the concept of poor from America over here. There's no Section 8 over here. There's no food stamps. There's no unemployment and all that other shit we get over there. And all of that, man. They're not giving out free fans when it gets hot, you know, and all that stuff that, man, our tax dollars go for good over in America. None of that shit's happening over here, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. You know, he said the best advice I can give is vet the girl good. I would say don't even do that. What's in it for me, Journey, is what you should be asking. This is the first question you should ask when you're thinking, okay, why do I want to quit my job, retire, you know, sell my house, sell everything, and move over to the Philippines or Thailand or wherever? What's in it for me? All this saving and planning and sacrifice. What's the payoff? Is it just to come over here and get a woman and then battle for 6 years? That's a lot of time you wasted.
Right.
What's in it for you? When are you going to prioritize yourself? If you're coming over here for a woman, let me tell you right now, you're wasting your time. You're stupid. Don't do it. Okay? Don't even do that, man. They're not going to they're not giving away free fans over here when it gets hot like they do over there. You know they do that over there at that community action center. They don't have a community action center over here where you can go get help with your damn electric bill and all that if you can't afford it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it's only because they don't
Hey,
have the tax base over here that we got. We'll talk
hey,
about
so,
people who are accepting their help over there, not realizing why do you think you pay taxes, dummy? So that that parachute, or not a parachute, what they call it, so it can be there if you fall. The safety net. How you want us to, what you want the government to just sit on the money and what are they gonna do with it?
hey, somebody said in the chat, I would never sell my house. What do you say? I would never sell my house that's paid for in the United States. That's insane. Well, somebody here in Lapu Lapu did that. They sold their house and they're funding some person here with her properties. So 2 houses in the States. So it happens. And they're in their 70s. So you saying that you would never do it, but some people do that kind of crazy madness. They do that. Sold his house, moved here, took a lot of money, built this person a house and doing all kind of stuff. So Hey, we're just trying to help you guys not make these crazy mistakes.
Well, see, that's why I asked you the question when we first started. I said subconsciously, do you believe men are coming over here for the benefit of other people? They are. It's obvious that they are. He's got her interest ahead of his own, because he sold his
Yep.
house over there, coming over here and spending the money on somebody else. He don't have any kind
Yes.
of balance. It's like, well, what's in it for me if I sold my house over there? What's in it for me now? It should be all the money you got from the house. I mean, okay, if you're gonna spend whatever you spend on her, at least spend it on yourself, the same amount. I mean, don't spend it all on her. Spend some of that money on you. It's yours. Doesn't that make sense?
The only
But
thing
that's
he's getting is the only thing he's getting out of that is less money and a wet Jimmy. That's it. That's all he's getting.
okay. Say that again, because I want people to think: is that worth coming all the way over here?
No,
If
it's
that's all
not
you're gonna
worth
get,
it.
if that's the payoff, do you know where you come into? You're coming to the Philippines. You're coming 8,000 miles away, and that's the payoff. That's all you can expect, man. Woo! The fourth quarter, guys, is more than a slogan. You gotta live it, guys. This is your
I
fourth
think
quarter. This is our
yeah,
fourth
I think
quarter.
this guy got three. He's at the 2 minute mark. He's not in the fourth. He's at the 2 minute mark, and this is
He's
what
at the
he's doing every
anytime.
2 minutes.
Yeah, most of us is living on borrowed time. He's on anytime. And he's doing that. And we convince ourselves that we're doing something, not realizing the minute your eyes close and they perform that damn autopsy on you, the money's gonna be gone. They're gonna squander it. It's gonna be gone. Not one peso left. Okay. And this is why our families get mad at us or get mad at people when they say, "Oh, I'm moving over there." Don't go over there, because they know they're taking their money we're taking our money with us. And the inheritance that we should receive, he's going to give it to some strange woman over here, okay, that doesn't even know his middle name. Hey, Harry Shoulders, thanks for that super
Right.
chat. He says, armchair bros are eating a bowl of worms. Yeah, they don't care, man. It's an expensive peep show for them, Harry Shoulders. You know that. It gives them something to beat themselves to, because it's just simply soft porn. That's all it is. There's nothing informational about it. They can't even tell you what time immigration opens. Ask one of these bloggers, Filipino bloggers, what time immigration opens. They can't tell you. You know what they're going to say? They're going to say 10 o'clock, because that's when the malls open. But they can't tell you what time immigration opens. But you're sending all your money there. You're not getting anything back. You're putting their interests ahead of yours. If you read the book, y'all think this stuff is just something I'm making up. Read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And you know what he says? He says, pay yourself first. Put 10% of everything you earn away first. He said, no, don't go down and buy those fancy pair of shoes first. Because if you buy the fancy pair of shoes first, you're thinking more of the shopkeeper and his family. You're putting the interests of him and his family over yours. And that's exactly what we do over here. You're breaking the law of compensation, man. We just destroyed the laws and threw them out the window. They don't mean anything to us when you do that. You can't even ask them one simple question that's going to help you. The only thing they can tell you is where to meet a woman. Well, I can tell you that. Get on the damn dating site. That's where we meet all of our women. These guys they not uh, pulling up on these women over here. They're lying. I saw a video the other day by a vlog. I'm not going to say his name because, he can say what he wants to say. But he met his woman, a three-piece, by the way. He got a three next to him. But he's telling you, and he met on the dating site, but he's telling you don't get on the dating site. You don't need to get on the dating site. Come over here and network, he says. Bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. Hey,
Hey,
TJ, thanks for that
confidence,
super chat. He says,
confidence. Go ahead.
he says, on the other hand, can you blame them? Once the autopsy's gone, can't take it with you. You know, might as well empty your sack. Also, to keep it real, some of y'all hope your family back home won't get nothing. Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, that's real talk right here. But that's why they angry with us when we come over here. They know you're gonna give their inheritance away to somebody who was there when in your lowest times. They're saying these women don't deserve it. They wasn't with you at your lowest point. You know, all they're doing is jacking your balls off basically. That's not enough for you to give my damn inheritance away. But that's what's happening. Does it make sense? It does not make sense, man, to me. I'm just telling you, man, we got to find a balance, guys. That's all I'm saying. Okay. He said, do they really deserve your money? See, that's what I'm saying. Hey, thanks, Beats of Life. I'm going to get off here too. It's just such a great conversation we're having. It is. It's something we need to talk about more, but we don't. About prioritizing ourselves, about being healthily selfish. That's what they called it. It's just simply prioritizing our own needs and well-being, finding a balance between caring for yourself and caring for someone else. He said, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and sustainable life. But if you only prioritizing her, you give, pretty soon you done tilted the scale. And once the scale's in her favor, dude, watch out. Good luck with that. Okay? I'm sorry. Then you're really gonna be in trouble. And I ask you, are we subconsciously moving here for the benefit of others? It ain't gonna take you long. Just to take a look around. Who's benefiting more for you being here? All you got is a damn empty sack and an empty bank account. That's all you got is an empty sack. Which you could have got that at home. If you'd have stepped up to the plate, if you'd have took better care of yourself. It's good women in America. It's good women in France and Britain and all those places in Australia. I said that. But we lazy. We don't want to do nothing. We've thrown in the towel, 53 Shades Darker. I'm going to the Philippines. All I need is a $1,200 pension, and I can get me a dime piece. Now, what you're going to end up with is a 3-piece over here. Okay?
Without a biscuit.
Without the biscuit. But thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Thank you, 53 Shades Darker, man, for coming out here. Of course. Because you live here, man. You've been here. Where you going? Okay. And I like to talk to people who are boots on the ground. They have more credibility as far as I'm concerned. I could interview a lot of guys who are still in America if that's the discussion. If we're going to talk about the matrix, yeah. But if we're going to talk about the Philippines and what it's really like to live over here, it gets quiet over here, guys. We need each other. I like to talk to guys like you. Okay?
Right.
Well, take care, everybody. I'll see y'all next time. Hey, Blizzard abroad, what's up? And the next time you go live, why don't you have like because I saw you had a panel one time. Right?
Who's
Yeah,
that?
you had a panel before.
Are you talking about me or Blizzard?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, I did that, was having fun with one of the vlogger guys here, Rob. He's out here in Lapu Lapu. And it was a drink fest. So I don't know if people seen that, but it kind of turned out, and towards the end, we had a little fun there. So, but
yeah,
I will be doing another one.
Now Daxon said Thailand. And see, here's the thing. he said, you know, when I was talking about the truth about Filipinos and lying, somebody said it's so bad in Thailand they call it lie land. I never heard that one.
Hey, yeah, I want them guys that's in Thailand to stay in Thailand and keep that stuff over there because we get along over here. And it's great. We have a great community thanks to you putting stuff together. We don't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, black, white, Mexican, whoever, Filipino, we all get together and enjoy ourselves. And we just don't have that kind of stuff that's happening. They can keep that in Thailand and stay over there. You know, all of them, let them stay over there.
Yeah, it's got deep over there, man. I don't see. Well, Mark Thornton had a fight over here, but it wasn't with another vlogger. But yeah, it is. It's kind of dicey over there. But I think because it's a lot of younger guys going over there, and I'm like, why y'all fighting overseas, man? I don't get that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
imagine that, man. You fighting over here, man. Keep that stuff in America or wherever. I mean,
yeah.
you know, crazy guys, you know.
We don't need none of that stuff. No, we don't have no gang bangers. You know, no. It's just it's a different atmosphere, and that's why I've been part of it for the 4 years. You know, I had to come out for myself to experience what these how you know hearing you talk about it on TV. It's another thing when I was in Las Vegas, but coming out and actually experiencing meeting people like Mike Dorsonville, TJ, you know, Beach of Life, and all these people, Kaz. It's just a different atmosphere, and I appreciate that as a person, as a vlogger, as a person that live here. You know, it's peaceful, so I like it here. I like it. So hopefully we
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna
continue
read
that.
this last one. He says, so where will the expat community center be located? Angeles City. No, Angeles City has got a lot going on up there. I would say Manila, because that's where most expats are. In Manila. They fly into Manila, they reside there, they visit there. So that would be the
Yeah,
first place to have it, would be in
yeah.
Manila. But take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. Don't do anything stupid. Okay?
Peace.
Don't send your life savings over here to a woman you've never met. I know it sounds crazy, but that's a true story.